Hey guys, this is another video that is more like a podcast, so we're just going to have a very natural conversation about a topic. So feel free to not look at our faces at all if you don't want to, and just listen to this in the background. Hi, I'm Nicola.
Hi, I'm Hugh.
Okay, and today, this was suggested by Crystal. You know Crystal, she's one of our moderators.
Yes.
So she wanted us to talk about maintaining long distance relationships with friends and family. Okay, so this is a good topic for international couples because someone's always in a different country, right? So when you were in Australia, was it hard for you to keep in contact with your family?
No, I can still keep in contact with my family because I had a phone that international.
So you called them?
Yeah, so I called them a lot. So my mom, I talk to her like every night.
Oh really?
Yeah, because I was so lonely.
This is before you met me, right?
Of course, before I met you. But like, but still I miss them, and then I miss my friends, and not only that thing, like all the environment, like I feel free and I feel a lot comfortable in Korea, but like in Australia, I'm a foreigner, so I was a foreigner, so I couldn't feel like comfortable as Korea, and like everything wasn't like easy.
Yeah, you had so many years of hard time before you actually met me. Do you think your relationship with your mother, would you have hard times after meeting me?
Yes.
Thanks. What I wanted to ask you was, do you think your relationship with your mother got closer because you went to Australia?
I think so, because in Korea I didn't appreciate that like I had these people who always support me and always love me, but that's why I didn't really appreciate. But when I went to Australia, people were not like that. Of course, I have to be strong, and people don't really care about like me a lot. Of course, they have their own life, and I realized that, and I feel more appreciate about my family and my parents and my friends as well. So since I came back to Korea from working holiday and other stuff after 1 year or 2 years, and I had spent more time with my family and my parents, and I helped them the farm working and other stuff as well. But I usually just hang out with my friends and drank a lot and didn't really care about like helping my parents, and then I didn't know the quality of time with family like that. But I realized how important this one is.
Yeah, when you don't have it, then you realize, right?
Yeah, and then I remember like when I was like 26 years old, when I was in Australia, it was Parents' Day in Korea, and then I called my mom and I told them I love them, and it was first time in my life
to say I love you to them.
Yeah, to my mom, and then my mom cried, and
aww.
Yeah, and then since then we just say I love you each other a lot.
Easily now.
And it's easy.
Yeah.
But it was, I don't know why it was so hard. So yeah, I think there's pros and cons, but yeah.
For you, it actually helped your relationship with your family.
It helps a lot.
Yeah. Now for me, I'm in Korea, so I'm the one that is separated from my family, and my family has visited a little bit in Korea, but I haven't seen them for over a year now, which is hard. But like, you know, we have the internet now. I know you don't chat with your family because they don't use the internet except for your sister, but like my family is online, so it's easy to send messages to them. But it's also really hard to live apart from your family as well, and know that, you know, they're doing stuff, and there's like friends' weddings that I missed and that type of thing. That's really hard, and people deal with it in different ways. Some people like will Skype with their family every single day, and that's how they sort of maintain it. Other people actually sometimes don't have as much contact with their family because they are putting all those feelings away and they don't want to think about it like too much. So people have different ways of dealing with it. So I have like somewhat regular messages back and forth with my family, so I still feel quite connected with them. So for me, that's maintainable. Like, you still will really miss friends and family, but it's just, I think, one of the sacrifices when you live, not just being an international couple, but also moving to another country as well.
So yeah, I lived in Australia for 7 years and lived in Philippines almost a year. So for 8 years I was in overseas. And I had so many good friends when I was in Korea before I moved to overseas. But now I don't really contact with my friend much because they have their own life, and 8 years the gap is really a lot.
And you've lived a very different life from them.
Yeah,
as well.
really different life. So I don't really contact with like my old friends these days because I live really far from them, and there's nothing I really talk about. Like,
you don't have anything in common now.
Yeah, so it's quite sad sometimes. But I'm seeing like new people these days, so I'm happy some way. And I think even I'm in Korea, I can't really see my family much because I live in like Seoul, which
now.
is like, you know, 4 hours from my hometown. So even though it's same country, I can't really see them, but I still the feeling is different from like when I was in Australia, because in Korea everything I can just do it in Korean, and
easy to call them. And also, we lived with your family for 2 years as
2
well.
years.
So I think like we made up so much time with them. So now, even though we don't see them as much, it's like we've already spent so much time with them and are comfortable with them like that. One of the disadvantages I wanted to talk about was when like friends don't use messaging or the internet the same way that you do, right? So I have friends that, like, so for example, Sarah, and I've only known Sarah for a few years, but we're talking almost every day. It's a sort of constant maintenance of the relationship like that, because of course she's a YouTuber as well, and she is online all the time, or, you know, checking her phone and that type of thing. So it's very easy. But I have some friends in Australia that, like, you know, they don't have KakaoTalk, or they're not even any other messaging service, and they'll just check Facebook sometimes. And it doesn't matter how much you on your side want to sort of keep maintaining this relationship and have regular contact. If the other person is not using the means of contact, the way to contact, then it makes it difficult for the relationship. So you might be living in another country, and for you it seems quite easy to sort of contact friends at home, but if some of those friends at home don't use stuff the same way that you do, like they're not using a messaging service or they're not checking regularly, then it becomes so much harder, and on your end there's not much you can do. And I know, like, I think a lot of people that move to Korea often find this as well, you know, like, especially because Korea is so connected, you know, everybody's got like the latest smartphones and there's all these different messaging services. But if someone back home is just like, oh, I don't really use I'm not really using, and then people who are in Korea can feel really lonely and are like, yeah, but this is the only way I can sort of contact you. And I know, like, people get really sick of social media, and, like, you know, there's always the people that are like, I'm not going on social media for a year, or I'm not using Facebook anymore, I'm deleting my Facebook, or like that type of thing. But the other side of that is that might be the only way that some people living in another country can contact you. So I think some people actually don't think about the consequence of not being on social media, or not having a messaging service, or not checking their email regularly.
Some of my friends, they are in overseas, and when they feel lonely, we only message each other before, but these days the technology is really great, so they can actually see, you know, and then they drink with them on the on the mobile phone, on the laptop,
like,
and then
so video call.
Cheers! So you want some chicken? Have some chicken, like, you know, just have a conversation, like they feel like they are together. So that's another thing. It's like, if technology is used, you know, totally like to this extreme of all the ways that you can, then it's so much easier to maintain a friendship with someone. But if you have a friend that just, you know, is not into it, then the relationship can really suffer. At the same time, I have friends that I don't need to talk to for a long time, and it's fine. The relationship is fine. Like, most of my friends are like that. Like, if I don't talk to them for a while,
they're not going to be like, why are you not talking to me? What did I do wrong? You have your own sort of life now. It's not like when you're a teenager, you know, you have so much other stuff going on.
And also, like, when people say, why you don't talk to me, why you don't message me, what about you? Why
the people that don't message at all, like, they won't contact you at all, but then they're like, but why didn't you message me, as if all the blame is on you. And the worst thing that people do is send game requests and think that is a social interaction. And then, like, I know that you've had people do that. All they do is send you game requests, and then, like, you finally talk to them, like, why didn't you talk to me? And they were like, but I sent you game requests. That is not a social interaction.
If it's someone, I mean, do that, you block them.
Done. The other thing that I find hard as well is that my personal Facebook is one of the only places that I can sort of be, like, just sort of more free and open, right? But because we meet so many people all the time, I get a lot of friend requests from people, and people use their Facebooks in different way. But for me, all my other social media is very public. It is out there for anybody to find. So for my personal Facebook, I really just want it to be sort of more closer friends and like my hometown friends or that type of thing. And I know I've got like this huge list of Facebook requests. And, you know, they're people that are, you know, usually that I know or I like, but I just feel like I would end up with oh my god, I have too many friends. But you know what I mean? Like, it'd be too many people on my personal Facebook when sometimes I'm just wanting to interact with people that I grew up with or my family. You know, I want to be able to have a comment on, you know, my brother's or my sister's Facebook, my mum's Facebook or my dad's Facebook, and be stupid and silly and who I am in that context, who I am in that family relationship. And that's not for everybody to see. That's something that's difficult. Let us know also, like, if you have that problem with Facebook as well. Are you the type of person that just like accepts every friend request and you don't care? Or do you find it overwhelming when you get friend requests and you're like, it's not that I don't like you, it's just that I'm trying to keep this space more private?
I use both, but like I check someone who this person is, and if I don't know, if there's no connection with this person, I don't really accept.
Yeah.
But like if there's some like mutual friend who I know this guy is good or this person is okay, and who is doing similar industry, I just usually accept them. Because sometimes it's like I think it's different. Like in Korea, so many people use Facebook as their
very open.
Yeah. So actually, it's like kind of like they're promoting themselves.
Yeah.
Who you are, like so.
Koreans definitely use it in a different way, I think.
Yeah, so many people using different ways. Some people use like personal, like more private, like you. But like some people use it, like so many people use it like the promoting themselves. Yeah. So they make new people who are similar, doing something similar to you, and you can meet them in person, and you can actually expose more, and then get more opportunity for like what you're doing as well.
But that's a cultural clash as well, whereas I look at these friend requests and I'm like, who are you? Why did you think that it was appropriate to send me a Facebook request? But yeah, on a more serious note, like I mentioned before, missing like friends' weddings. Like you always think, oh, that's coming up in the future, oh, that'll be easy just to get a plane ticket and go back home for that. But it never works out like that. You always got to consider how much it costs. Like you're weighing up sort of like this one day with like the thousands of dollars it costs to sort of go home, and then time as well. Like, you know, there's always so many things on. And I think about that also as my grandparents get older and that type of thing, and sort of every time I leave Australia I'm thinking about, is this the last time I'm seeing my grandparents? That's all the stuff that comes with living in another country. So there's a lot of difficulties like that, and I think there's a lot of ways that people, you know, have to learn how to deal with that emotional aspect and not be thinking about it all the time and try not to be sad all the time.
One of my friend in Australia, he's Korean, and he say about these before that his parents are getting old, but like he comes to Korea like once a year, and which means he might have chance to see his parents for like 20 times
more
in
than
his,
that.
more in
Because
his
so
life.
he calculated how long it might.
Yeah,
that's such a sad
that's a
thing.
really sad
so
thing.
sad.
Yeah, it's really sad. Really sad.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I mean that gets really depressing if you're starting to calculate how many times you can see somebody before they're not going to be there anymore.
It's really sad.
Really, really sad.
Yeah. So like if we have a chance, we wanna like spend more time with each other's family. So our aim is like going to like Australia like a month or
more,
2 times a year. That's our plan. If everything is going to be okay, and if we live in Australia, we come to Korea like 2 or 3 times a year or something.
A week.
Then we'll be in that airplane all the time.
Yeah. So I guess for us, it's just that we are aiming to get to the level of having financial freedom to be going back and forth.
Yeah, that's
so
why.
much.
Yeah, that's why we are doing more work like this. That and actually that's one of our goal, that we work anywhere else in the world,
but we can still work.
We can still work and still can make money.
Yeah.
We still have income to, travel, other place like that. That's our aim. That's why we want to do more like online work, like some like that's why you're doing webtoon and doing some online coaching thing and so many other things to do online.
Yeah. Alright, okay, so let us know in the comment section if you were living in a country that is not your own country and how you deal with this type of thing, being away from friends and family, and maybe you've got tips for other people if other people are about to move to another country. So like have a conversation down there. Let us know also what other topics that you want us to talk about. I actually have a list of some very big topics to talk about, but I feel like I've got to be in the right frame of mind to tackle those ones. So we definitely want to do a video on racism in Korea and work issues in Korea, but it's like I need to be in the right frame of mind to tackle the very big issues. So it doesn't have to be a big issue, it could be a more light-hearted issue, but just let us know. And please subscribe to us if you haven't already. There will be a little circle up here that you can click and subscribe to us, and check out the webtoons
or the social media.
I was gonna say the webtoon as well, but yes, you jumped in kind of quicker with your line there.
Yes, LINE Webtoon and all the social media.
And My Korean Husband comics. There will be a little box somewhere that has them as well. And we'll see you guys later. Bye.